We have been taking extraordinary measures to enable businesses to grow and create jobs alongside expanded public employment and social protection which we have put in place. We all know that government does not create jobs. Businesses create jobs. Facts be faced, around 80% of all the people who are employed in South Africa are employed in the private sector. The key task of government is to create the conditions that will enable the private sector and this is the case whether we like it or not all over the world. It is when government creates that environment that will enable businesses, both small and big, to emerge, to grow, to access new markets, to create new products, and to hire more employees.
That was the president then last week in his State of the Nation address. Let's go now to the First Deputy President of Cosatu, Mike Shingage. Mike, good evening, and thank you very much for your time.
Good evening, Timon, and also to your viewers.
Were you taken by surprise by that statement? Did you expect it? Is that something that you're not clear on? Was it not mentioned in the Lekgotla? Is it something new to you?
Absolutely. We never expected it at this point in time of the president who has just emerged from elections that he promised South Africans jobs through his manifesto, and for him to go to government platform, say the government that you voted for has no business in creating jobs. We didn't expect that. Not that we don't know that the debate has always been raging on since the dawn of democracy about the role of the state in the economy. However, we know that we have always envisaged a state that can intervene in the economy, a state that can make sure that it creates conditions for South Africans, those who do not have the means and resources to access business, to be able to find job and create job for themselves. For him to declare that they have no business in creating jobs, in our view, surrendered all that we have thought the state can do, is actually conceding defeat on the ongoing debate about the economic tragedies in this country.
Head of the presidency spoke to us about particularly that yesterday, saying, but it's a fact, it's known to everybody that of those who are employed in the country, the few that is, 70% of them are employed in the private sector because there's just not capacity within the state to be able to employ a whole lot of people. So the role then that government would need to play is to create an enabling environment for more people to be employed in the private sector. Their argument is that this is just fact.
No, it may be the fact in terms of the kind of the policy the government in South Africa is pursuing. It is not a fact that government has no role in creating jobs. That's just to give three examples. Many governments around the world of the economy of our size and the population of our size, 30% of the working people are people who are working for themselves because they are engineers, because they are plumbers, because they are motor mechanics, and they are able to open up businesses because the state plays the role. It has got a state-owned bank that lends people for the productive purposes, not the kind of the commercial banks that we have in South Africa that only lends you for the purpose of consuming, for the purpose of buying a car and a house which they can repossess at any time. But they do not lend you money in order for you to start your own business so that you can employ more people. If our government was to do that, it will be playing a role in making sure people create jobs. Yeah. If our government was not to surrender, as the president has just done a few days ago, the role of the NYDA in this country, which is supposed to make sure that they intervene in the employment of the young people, more young people will be employed in this country. If the government was to make sure that the state-owned enterprises that we inherited, that they are the ones that have built the economies themselves, they will be creating jobs. So it's not correct that the government have no role in creating jobs. It may be a fact because of the lack of the political will and the intention on the part of government to make sure that they play their role.
So, in part, I hear you admitting, in a sense, and agreeing that, for example, small businesses would